Hello and welcome, 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 welcome. So today I will be sharing my life. I will be sharing my stories on how I made Black history in my family. And I think it's important to come before you all and share my life and share my story because even though the ancestors have paved the way for us, we still have Black history to celebrate. Those of you who are making waves in your community, you're making waves in your life, I feel it is very important that you tell your stories. No one should come and give you an award or knock you down to give you the accolades that you deserve on your own. You can pat yourself on the back. You can do that and say, this is what I did for my family and to create Black history. Because believe it or not, ancestors were you and I. They were people who paved the way for you and I. Are you paving the way for the future? Are you paving the way for somebody in your family, your nieces, your nephews? Are they looking at you and are they seeing a role model? Can you honestly give them that? So today I'm just here to tell you a few of my Black history stories that have paved the way for my daughters and the reasons why my daughters are successful and people in my family are doing great because there's always somebody who's continuing on the greatness or somebody stepping out the box, somebody great, somebody not afraid. You cannot be afraid and create Black history. Martin Luther King Jr. was not afraid when he did all of the amazing things that he did for you and me. So if a total stranger can do something for all of us, you mean to tell me that you can't pave the way for your niece or nephew or your cousins? Thank you for the likes. Please hit that like button if you're coming in and you're watching. That is very important. That lets me know that you're here for more reasons than just listening. So please hit that like button. Please keep it going. Thank you for those who are hitting that like button. It is very important. So for me, my Black history moment I will start off with is, of course, my ancestors paved the way for me. So now I'm paving the way for my granddaughter and her children and their children. My children have already figured out the master plan by watching me. That's why we have to be role models. Thank you, Still Wiggin, who followed the host. I appreciate that. Thank you. We on the follow train. Go back and follow. I will follow back. Of course, I'm a hairstylist. So I've always had a dream, to be this great hairstylist, to be this great salon owner, businesswoman. That was something that was embedded in me as a child because I saw my father, who is my role model, be a businessman. He was a businessman. And so long stories won't be long today. I'm going to make them as short as possible because I have more than one. So for Black History Month, it means more to me than a lot of people. And that's why I got all dolled up a little bit to come on and talk to you all because we need to understand that we are the history. We are the future. We are the going forward. We are it. And we still have to be the role models that our forefathers and foremothers were. They were role models. We have to pick up that and be role models for the next generation. And while we out having fun and kiki and high and yak, 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 we still need to understand that they're watching us. That's why I don't drink around my children. I don't do no activities other than I want them to see around them. I may laugh and joke, haha, but I don't do anything that I don't want my children or somebody to see. I don't do it around people. Because when you're a role model, people look at you different when you do something crazy. You ever notice you had a role model, you're like, no, my God, I didn't know you do that. Like, so people just hold a high standard of you. I'm more so of a person I be myself most of the time so that you can get the real me. But you understand what I'm saying? There's moments like I know people who party with their children. They get high with their children. They do all kind of stuff with their children. I'm not that type of person. My children have to choose their own company with that kind of stuff. It's not going to be me. And even if I found myself indulging in those same things, it won't be with them. I put it like that. It won't be with them. It's going to be a distinction because it's called respect for your mother and respect for your children. And that's just the way life should be. It doesn't matter how old you are or whatever. Parents should have respect for their children and etc. And that's how the ball goes. But a lot of people don't know that. They just, oh, you do it by my way or whatever. No, you as a child, you teach your children respect goes both ways. And that's why I have an amazing relationship with my daughters today. And we can talk about anything. I'm so glad they're grown women now. I can really get into some conversations with them that I couldn't get into with them when they were younger. Well, I am 50 years old, so approximately, I want to say 24 years ago, in Sumter, South Carolina, I was the first black woman to do this, what I'm going to tell you. I opened up a salon and spa. I'm the type of person, you're going to go big or go at all. So the name of the business, Agape Hair Salon and Spa, located in Sumter, South Carolina. The reason this salon came about was because I had a dream that one day that I could be a salon and spa owner. I got sick and tired of seeing Caucasian people being the only ones to have nice things. Now, I'm not a racist. I love everybody. Believe me, I do textures. If you look at my salon page and you follow me, I do everybody's hair because that's who I am. That's the gift that God has given me, where I can stir up my gift no matter what the texture of your hair is. But I am that little black girl who saw all of these, and I used to visit salons just to see how one day I would want my salon to be, or how beautiful I wanted it designed, or how beautiful I wanted it to look. And so when the day came and I was able to open my salon, I opened the largest. I knew one other place. It was pretty big, but it wasn't bigger than my business. It was Caucasian owned in the little town of Sumter, South Carolina, and I opened mines on Miller Road. And Miller Road is a road that it wasn't your high class neighborhood, I would say, but it was in the heart of everything. Like everybody could get to this location, but it was more so in the heart of what you would probably call the ghetto of Sumter, South Carolina. I'm a girl from Brooklyn, New York. I don't know about no ghetto. Okay, all I know is where I'm from is Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, do or die. That should say I'm not afraid to go anywhere. If I grew up in a town where we had to do or die, I don't care about a little town in Sumter called Miller Road where they say was the bad side of town. It wasn't to me because I knew that people from all genres could get there easily. It was an easy access road from the back road to the front road to the middle road. You could get to this salon. So that's more what I was looking for, more so location, right? So I'll never forget my grand opening. My aunt came, and my aunt Johnny Mae, she came. I love her so much. She said, niece, is this your salon? Like, is this yours by yourself? Like, you own this? You opened this business? I said, yes, auntie. I said, I had a few people that I called upon for some things, but yes, I am the proprietary owner. And so she was so proud of me. And the grand opening was so amazing. I mean, I didn't even expect as many people to come out that came out. My children were so small. They were like, oh my God, maybe 6 or 7, 8 in that area. And it was so joyful to be a single mom from welfare to self-employment to get to that space where I could now see myself providing better for my children, and just by stepping out on faith and trusting God from day one. So what happened was, it was a salon spa. We had pedicures, manicures, facials, hair services, massage, a whole spa. Each room was dedicated to a thing. So I had the pedicure room, I had the nail room, we had nails going on, we had the massage room. Every part of this salon was just amazing. We had 8 hairstylists. We call it the styling floor. So everyone was on the styling floor styling hair, and on the sides of, so you had the middle was the styling floor, on the sides you had the rooms. So it was like a 2,200 square foot building. At the time I was paying $1,500 a month to lease the building, to, keep it running or whatever. That did not include my light bill and my water bill. It did not. So my employees, I had employees. I didn't have any booth renters. Later on, I think I took on 2 booth renters because I knew some salon owners who was adjusting from one place to the other, and they wanted a place to go for a little while. So I opened my doors to some of them, and I knew a lot of people in that town because that's where my mother and father were born and raised. So, and it was just good to go back home from New York and be that granddaughter of Albert Miller, who, turned, my grandfather worked for Booth Farm, and Booth Farm is Caucasian people, and he worked there till he died, literally. And he worked hard. He was a provider. And so I wanted to, being the granddaughter, that I had the opportunity to go back and forth from New York to South Carolina every summer. So I saw my grandfather firsthand get up in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I was that granddaughter to help him put his shoes on, because he didn't give us a lot of time because he was working. So I was the granddaughter. I knew I had to go back to New York, and I only had 2 months with my grandparents. So I would get up. I told my grandmother, I said, tell me what time is a good time to get up with my grandfather so that I can spend time with him in the morning, because at night, my grandmother she put us to bed a certain time so we could not disturb him. You understand? That's when husband and wife were real, right? So I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's summertime. I'm a kid. Who cares about getting up 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So my grandmother would make him breakfast, and he would be getting dressed and talking and putting his shoes on, this, that, and other. She was like, that's the greatest time to come and talk to your grandfather before he leaves, because she said it's something about morning. He just loves mornings. And so I was like, yeah, because in the evening he kind of grouchy, But so I was a grandchild that got up with him, and he told me stories about work and things that it's still in here, okay? And it stayed with me. And I said, I want to, when I get grown, I'm going to go to this same town, and I want to call my name out, Regina Miller, because those people who worked my grandfather to death, and we couldn't hardly even enjoy him, all we got was the fruits of his labor. I want them to know that I am Albert Miller's granddaughter. So I was like, I have to go big or nothing. Like, people are not going to know who I am if I go small. I need to go big so people can know that I am Albert Miller's granddaughter. Lo and behold, everyone, it happened. It happened for me. I opened the salon, and I'm going to tell you, it wasn't easy. The devil was always after me, always trying to, take it from me, or make me feel that I wasn't worthy of this thing. I mean, so much took place in that first salon that I opened. I ended up opening another one in the same town behind the mall. Unfortunately, when you become partners with the wrong people, you may stay in business or you may not. And this is why I'm telling this story, because you need to be careful when you're out here deciding to partner with people. Make sure it's somebody who you can partner with for a lifetime, somebody who you can't get mad with, somebody who will not hurt you regardless. And that is why today I am partnered with my children. Okay, and that's a whole nother story, but I don't want to get into that. But I'm just telling you how I made history in Sumter, South Carolina. And a lot of people don't know this story, and that's why it's time to tell it. I'm only telling what you need to know, because people don't realize that you are the history of the future. Who are they going to talk about? Who are they going to talk about? We can't just always talk about the ancestors. Like, is it another generation that we can talk about that says, hey, I appreciate what so-and-so did? That's why I love people in real time. Like, I'm always clapping, check my phone. I'm always clapping for real time people. I don't get on, TV too much, and I don't know what's going on in that world too much. I like to see people in my community moving. I like to see people that I know moving in real time. That's who I call and give them, accreditation. People who already on TV, you doing your thing, you getting awards, God bless you. I'm talking about people who don't get recognized in their communities for doing great things. Next town, Winfield, Louisiana. I lived there. I went there. They said that black hairstylists were not doing hair downtown Winfield, Louisiana when I went. I didn't understand it. I felt like I was in the Stone Age. I was like, where am I? A girl from Brooklyn? I done came all the way to Winfield, Louisiana, and you acting like y'all still in slavery. Like, I'm just not feeling it. Like, where is the salons? So they had a parade, and it was downtown Winfield, Louisiana. So I took my children to this parade. I said, while I'm down there, I'm going to just, look at the businesses down there and see what's going on. So it's crazy. Soon as we turned the corner to get to downtown parade, there's a salon right here. Very nice salon. So I went inside the salon, parade going on. I don't care. I'm thinking business, because I'm like, I got to get in a salon. Like, I can't be here. I can't do hair from the house. Like, my dad told me that like 10 years, 20 years prior to this time. So it's like, there's no way I'm going back, right? So I go into the salon, and Jill, who is my friend today, she says, hello, how may I help you? And I said, well, I am here, honey, and I am looking. If you know me, when I meet people for the first time, I act like I knew them all my life. So I went in there, I said, Jill, I am seeking a salon. I'm new here. I need somewhere to work. I'm willing to pay the booth rent, whatever it is. I just know all I need to do is get in here. So I did it. I went in there. She said to me, and y'all not going to believe this. She said, your key needs to be made around the corner before I leave today. She said, because I won't be here this weekend. And if you want to start Monday, you can start moving your stuff in. And I'm looking at her like, well, the town said that. I just was like, okay, never mind. So I got the key, and I went around the corner to it was a hardware store, and got the key made. Came back and bought her the key. I'm still like, well, I'm hearing what people saying, but she's doing something completely different. But that just let me know God will make room for your gift. It don't matter what other people talking about. It don't matter what other people saying, honey. If God be for you, the world can't be against you. I'm living proof right now today telling this story. God opened that door for me. He opened that door for me. And I mean, I couldn't even ask her what I wanted to ask her because she wasn't even on that time. Or she was like, get your key because I'm not going to be here this weekend. Move in and I'll see you Monday or Tuesday. The woman just gave me her building. And she was like, pick where you want to work. Whatever you want to do, we're in here. Because she was working by herself. The booth rent was $100 a week. And that was maybe 15 years ago, 16 years ago at least. $100 a week, okay? I didn't have one customer. I didn't care how much it cost, okay? All I knew was God sent me to that town. It was a season for me, and I was not going to miss the season because I'm sitting here not knowing my worth. You gotta know your worth, people, okay? So many people came in the salon. She was like, Regina, I thought you just moved here. I said, I did. I said, I don't know where they coming from. I said, but I tell you what, I think I know what's going on. They come to see the white girl working with the black girl because it's never been done before. That's what they came to see. And that's what I told her. I said, because I'm not understanding it. I said, that has to be what's going on. They came to see the white girl working with the black girl. And they paid to see it. And they paid so good and so well that I literally, not that my skills wasn't good, but they literally made room for me. 6 months later, I opened my own salon because around the corner was my good girlfriend, Jocelyn Ramo. She's a boss. She was a boss then, and she's an even bigger boss now. And she had a company that she was running out of a little space. And it was just enough space for Regina. So Jocelyn came and she told me, she said, hey, I'm finna move out of this location. Do you want it? Because it's perfect for you. And she said, it's $200 a month. I believe it was $200 or $250 a month with utilities included. I think I'm saying this right. So long story short, I looked at it like this: $250 with or without utilities. It's going to add up to about the same thing. $400 I'm paying in Jill's salon. Remind you, I'm a salon owner. I've already been a salon owner. This is a new town, so I'm really not good with working with other people. So the opportunity was great, and I always wanted to go to a small town like Winfield, Louisiana, and take over and be my own salon. So it was perfect. Perfect was a thing. And so got to Winfield, Louisiana. 6 months later, after working with Miss Jill, I opened my own salon, Agape Hair Salon in Winfield, Louisiana. I'll never forget it. My father-in-law at the time, I had a sign, and I said, Dad, I need you to put my sign up on the side of the building because there was nowhere else for it to go. So this is how God works. It was a bridge coming into Winfield, Louisiana. You had to cross this bridge to get into Winfield, Louisiana, okay? How about my sign on the side of the building? I don't care if you're driving fast or slow. My sign was so big and beautiful, you could see my sign on the way to Winfield, Louisiana. So it was ordained by God. Things didn't work out how I wanted to relationship-wise while I was there, but business-wise, God has always, and I mean always, glory, hallelujah, made room for my gift no matter where I went. If I wanted to stir it up, he helped me stir it up, and he opened doors, and he opened windows, and he opened everything up that I needed to open up, even a whole town if need be. He opened it up for his daughter. And I'm just here telling my testimony because as I tell you all, let it be your testimony. Let what you looking like today be your testimony from yesterday. I'm not ever telling the bad parts unless the Lord leads me to say this, that, and the other. I'm here to tell you what God did for me. Okay, in spite of what it looked like, in spite of what it seemed like, in spite of what you heard, God did that for me. And so I experienced these things. How many of you experience what I'm talking about today? And that's why I can pat myself on the back. I can praise my Lord openly. I can tell my story. I can share my testimony because God has been good to me. And I don't need someone to come give me an award. I went through these things. I experienced these things. So I'm telling you the good part, okay? The other parts will come. I'll tell you in between, the one thing that will stand out with me, let God be your partner. Let God be your co-worker. Let God be your investor. Let God be your credit, because people will turn on you when that money starts coming, I'm telling you. So I will share that part of my testimony, okay? And the rest is for another time, because we're talking about Black history today. Are you somebody that can say you created Black history for your family or your friends or your loved ones? Is it you? Can you say that? I can say that. I can say that I have created generational wealth. I have created legacy. I have created Black history for my daughters and my granddaughters, my nieces and nephews. Everyone sees it. They know I ain't out here faking. It's my real life. You see me. Here we go again. In 2023, I am in Pensacola, Florida, doing what no salon owner has ever done. Black in this town. I am putting businesses together. I am creating wealth. I am creating legacy here. I am letting people know who I am, whom's I am. And I'm not standing down. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. And I don't mean that in a worldly way. I mean that in a godly way. Nobody can stop my blessings but the Lord himself, because he put me back outside. I took 10 years off, people, to be a grandmother. And I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose because being a grandmother is something amazing and special. And I worked so hard, taking care of my daughters, being a single mom and self-employed, that I couldn't go to all the games and I couldn't attend all of the functions and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, right? So I told my daughter when she said she was pregnant, she was expecting my granddaughter. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna be a grandma?" I said, "Oh my God, I have to take time out for this little being. Like, this is a gift. When God give you grandchildren, just know that it's a gift. It is not just like, boom, something that sits in your lap and you can say, oh, I'm a grandma. No, you need to be proud to be a grandmother, because that means you lived on earth and your generations is moving and you able to see it, like you seeing your generation moving. That's a gift. And so I sat it out. I told my daughter, they're in the military, and I said, you know what? I'm going to travel with you. My daughter said, you're going to close your business and travel with me and do hair? I said, absolutely. I had a salon open in Sumter, South Carolina for 15 years. I said, I am going to close it. I didn't close it right away, but I did. So I learned so much about who I was when I left the salon building. And God created something else for me to build. So my testimony for y'all today is, don't stay comfortable in a thing, because the world is huge. It's so much that God has to offer us. And if we stay stagnant in one thing, we'll never get the blessings, truly the full blessing that God really has for us. If we just stay doormat and be like, okay, I'm over here. No, start moving around. Thank God I never even know it was coming, but my daughters went into the military. My God, my gift kept making room for me. So I knew I was really aggravated when my daughter called me crying. She said, Mom, I don't have hair where I had hair before. And I was like, what? And this is when FaceTime and the video calling and all that wasn't really that relevant like 13 years ago, like it is now. And so I had to wait till my daughter got home. I think we did Skype. Skype was the thing at the time. So she called me on Skype, and I was able to see what had happened to her hair. And she was in Maryland, Hanover, Maryland stationed at Fort Meade. And I said, wow, I started to ask her what was the name of the salon. That's what I started to do. But I said, you know what? It's okay. So I said, when the time came, I said, daughter, I will move to Maryland. And I will make sure that your hair is good and all of your good girlfriends' hair is good. Y'all will never have to go to that stylist again. And I will just stir up my gift in Maryland. She said, you're going to, I said, first of all, I don't want to be separated from my granddaughter because life is too short. I only have one granddaughter. So I didn't want to separate from her. So I was like, of course I'm coming. I'm a hairstylist. I can do hair anywhere. Like, it's going to be okay. Get to Maryland, the Lord showed me how to be a mobile hairstylist. Oh, I looked in the area for a salon to either do bouffant with. My vibe and the vibe that I was seeing was not going to work. So I said, I can't do that. So being a salon owner, is just certain things you just can't go back to doing. Like, you just cannot go back to the foolishness, because if I tell y'all the stories of my life as a booth renter, that's a whole nother live. I have to come back. So I started being a mobile hairstylist to wealthy women in the area. I would go into their homes with my suitcase, and I thought I was cute. I'm coming in people's house doing hair, before COVID was a thing, of course. And I still do it now, but I'm just saying, I'm telling my story. And so go into the houses and I used to make like $1,000 a customer just going to their house doing the same thing that I was doing in the salon for maybe $200. I'm going to their house and it's $1,000. Listen, God wanted me to see that. God wanted me to see that. So that's why he moved me out of my comfort zone, me thinking, I got to be in the salon all day and I'm da-da-da. No, he moved me out of my comfort zone to show me that it's other things you can do with your gift. You can go to people's houses and do hair. You can go behind stage and do hair. Hello, Tria. Hey, beautiful. I'm just telling my Black history story of how God, really just blessed me in this business as just breaking barriers in certain places where, most of us are sometimes afraid to let God use us. I'm just telling stories how in places I've went, how God made room for my gift, and he still is to this day. And so I went mobile, and God showed me that it was a success. So now mobile is a part of my resume. And so now we live here in Pensacola, Florida. And so God brought me back outside, but I had choose for 10 years to just be mobile and just take care of my granddaughter for my daughter while she was fighting for this country. And I have two daughters fighting for this country. So I definitely wanted to be flexible versus sitting behind a chair in a salon. I had already did that while they were little, so I didn't want to do that again. So I said, I'm going to be the traveling military mom. I'm going I'm going to have 3 houses, my house and my daughter's houses. And so got rid of my house, got rid of my salon in South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina, and I went to be with my daughter with the baby. And I have been with her for 11 years. Thank you. Thank you. I try to get cute to tell my story, girl. So thank you so much. And thank you for always stopping into my live too, because that's important. You can stroll by like everybody else, but you stop in. So, and I'll check you out too. So I appreciate you. And I will go on your page later and see what you've been doing also, because I like to support who support me. That's just it. And so, God will make room for your gift. So here I am, and I'm telling y'all this is amazing. So my prayer and my affirmation, and that's why and manifestation matters. The whole time I'm being mobile and I'm taking care of my granddaughter with my daughter, and I'm traveling, with my other daughter, and I'm just doing all the stuff. I'm in the back of my mind saying, Lord, I want me a salon again. I'm just, I'm like, this is all good and dandy, Andy, but I want me a salon again. And so, getting in grandma mode, well, abuela mode, which is what my granddaughter calls me, I've been doing her hair for 11 years. I've been her inside everything. Like, she has had the best world with me in it. Like, I literally dedicated 11 years, my granddaughter's 11, to her. And just being a great role model she can never forget in her life, because I still can see my grandmother like yesterday. Trust me, and my grandmother died when I was young, okay? So if I could be half of her, that was my goal. But let me tell you something about God. When you put yourself aside and you love somebody else like you love yourself, He will make room for that gift too. Y'all better read the Bible. The Bible got so much greatness in it. And if you live by that structure, your life will start coming alive as such, right? August 2022, my daughters, both of them, came to me and said, Mother, we have a salon for you. And I'm looking at my daughters like, what? What you mean? Honey, my daughter was like, come on, get in the car, let's go look at it. When I got in the car and we went to the place to look at it. Now, mind you, when I first moved here, I'm still manifesting. I told my daughter, let me see what kind of places they got, because I'm always a girl that locations matter. I spoke it into existence. I said, I am basically a military mom now. I've been doing military women here for over 9 years. I said, we need a salon catering to military. Thank you, Tria. That is the point. And you inspire me also. Like, it's a reciprocating window here, And so went in to look at the place, y'all. And the man, we've been looking at places. I've been manifesting. Nothing came through for a lot of reasons. So I told my daughter, I said, we're still going to prepare to open a salon so that when God opens the door for that thing, we will be ready. Like, we're not going to stop and be like, okay, so they don't want us to go to they don't want us in their building. Okay, fine. That's cool. You know how many businesses and buildings there is in this town? So, and I said, my God is big. He owned it all. He provided for everybody to have a business. So I'm his daughter. You think he's not going to open the door for me? So this is how I talk to my kids, right? So I'm like, I ain't worried about no salon. We going to open a salon in 2022. Like, let's just wait on God for it. When I tell you, I spoke the location and everything into life, went to the location. Me and my daughter, we thinking the man gonna be like, okay, well, you can come back and get the application. This man had the application ready. No, not the application, the lease. This man had the lease ready. He had the pen and he had the keys. And he put them in our hand. That's the day we met him. It wasn't no come back tomorrow, come back the next day. God had that thing, glory, hallelujah. He had that thing set up, designed, and formed. Okay, I'm trying to make my best not to cry in this video because I cry all the time, but I really need to tell y'all this. This is my Black history story. And so, me and my OG, we spent the summer of 2022 putting that building, forming it into the salon that I dreamed of, forming it into the salon that I manifested, forming it into the baby that I knew it could be. And when I tell you my daughters, let me tell you what they did. They didn't have to lift a finger because they paid for everything. My daughters told me, Ma, you pick out the furniture, you pick out, they said, you know this business. They said, you're introducing us to this business. You do what you do, and we're going to do what we do. Okay? Those are the children that I raised. And that's why I said, be a role model to your children. Be a light in front of them. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to give them the world. I wasn't. I just knew that I was their mother and I was raising them by myself, and I had to do certain things so that later on we all could be great. And that's what I did. And so later on, who knew that my own children, who I went from welfare to self-employed to being a salon owner to take care of them, would turn around one day and say, Ma, I got you. In the same business that I love all my life, doing hair. That's why I'm back outside. That's why I'm showing y'all pictures of me in the salon. Because I'm happy and I'm excited. And the plaza that I am in Pensacola, Florida, it is, just yesterday, it was turned over to a new owner. Do you all not know that the minute I met my coworker, what I would say, the guy, his name is Chris. He works in the plaza. He has a spa, a tanning spa. From day one, he has blessed me from the time I walked into that plaza and became a part of that plaza. When I tell you, he gave me the salon stations that I wanted, but I couldn't afford. I told that story before. He gave me, I wanted the $1,000 stations. I was like, I done been doing here this long. I want to get what I want. But, you know, my daughters were blessing me, so I didn't want to be greedy. So I was like, okay, well, this is the budget. I'm going to go with the budget. God said, you going to get them stations, girl. My neighbor, Chris, who owns the salon, the tanning spa, just like God, he came down to the salon. He looked, he said, wow. He said, I have stations that will go perfect in this salon. My salon already put together. I'm looking at him like, stations? What kind of stations you got? He said, come with me, come with me. The man showed me the stations, y'all. It was the stations that I wanted for $1,000. Y'all better get with God. I'm telling you, he has the master plan. He has the master plan. I got the stations I wanted. I got the salon I wanted. I got the location I wanted. The customers are coming. The phone is ringing. The community is loving the situation. I started God told me, and I promise you it was God, because God told me to start the business mixers for my salon. I had the grand opening, and I said, God, that ain't enough. I need to keep doing stuff. I need to keep doing stuff. I need to keep doing stuff to promote the salon because, mind you, back in the day, social media wasn't what it is today, right? So I needed to pay back in the day. I paid thousands of dollars in magazines and books and newspapers to let people know about my business back in the day. Now, all I got to do is get on this phone and start tapping. I dedicate certain hours a day that I'm tapping and I'm promoting, and I'm going to just put it out there every day till they keep coming. Good stuff, clients. I ask my clients, would y'all mind being on TV? Because I'm finna promote you, honey. Because I'm finna promote this hairdo. When they say no, I get the back, I get the side of the back, but I get it. The ones who with it, honey, that's when you see them full videos and I'm going off. Like, I love this industry. I love what I do. I love being a boutique owner. I love glittery. I love being fabulous. I love all of this, And so all of this ties in to the gift that God has given me truly. And so work is not work. It's effortless. It is effortless what I literally do every day. And so I'm a little stuffy, but I don't know why. But anyway, so I'm just saying fashion comes with it, Tria, right? We got to be fabulous. And this time around, Tria, girl, I'm in the salon looking cute, girl. Like, it's all black. Like, back in the day, my money was funny. And, I used to wear a uniform. Like, the nurses, I used to wear a uniform. And I had my salon name embroidered on my shirts. And I had t-shirts. I still had t-shirts back then. And even our smocks had the salon name on it. I'm about branding. You must brand your salons. And so, whatever your business is. I mean, when you go to the store, people need to know you from Agape. Like, what you mean? Like, what we doing, right? So that is just a few of my amazing stories of, my Black history, how my ancestors made this day possible for me. And again, Tria, because they're like me and you don't want to hear, Queen. Look, we don't need people to clap us. I got the tambourine, girl. I got the tambourine, Tria. Because I don't need nobody to come tell me nothing. Like, I don't need you to have an award ceremony about how great I am and what I done did. Baby, I know what I done went through. I know what I did in this industry. I know how I paved the way for my daughters. I know why everybody is successful around me. I know why I have choices to eat what I eat at night for dinner. Like, I know why this life is mine. I know that. And so every Black history for the last couple of years, I come and tell my stories because I'm not here to play. Like, God did these things for me. He has made room for my gifts. He has opened doors that were closed. And if I ever got a closed door, I just walk away like, okay, it ain't my time then. I'm going to wait on the Lord because I get it. But I'll never let nobody close no door in my face and make me think like it's closed. Oh, it ain't closed. Your door closed to me, but my doors ain't closed. So, for the doors that slammed in my face in Pensacola, Florida, they see me. They see me. Oh, she got a place. Yep. And God didn't give her just any place. He gave me what I wanted. He gave me where I wanted it. So y'all know I cater to military. All right, Nafia. So he gave me the military families to deal with, right? And I have a veteran-owned salon now, right? So I'm right down the street from the military. Nafia, let me tell my story, baby. Shh. So, cut it out. So, 2 weeks ago, the military salon, the military based salon. Now, I am 3 minutes, maybe, from this salon on base. 3 weeks ago, the military salon is closed permanently. I'm building something, I'm building something. You gotta move on and you gotta keep pressing. I'm building something, I'm building something. You gotta keep moving, you gotta keep pressing, you gotta keep believing. Yes, God is doing something. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm here for it. You know that song that say, Lord, whatever you're doing, don't do it without me. I know it don't go like that, but don't do it without me. That's me. Don't do it without me. I want to be in on it, God. I want to be in on the ins and ends, right? But what you don't understand, y'all, to get in the ends and ends and be with God and get these blessings and do these things and live this life, you got to be really with God. You got to really commit to be his daughter. Like, you can't be in one day and out tomorrow. Like, I literally changed my whole life. I got rid of some people who ain't supposed to be in my life. I got rid of some family members who was trying to hold me down. And I thought that because they was my family, they were supposed to be in my life. No, the devil will get in them and tear you down through your family. You got to be able to be grown enough to tell them grown folks, I'm grown now and I'm making the decision. I don't want you to be my family. If you done hurt me 1,000 times and you family, you can't be my family no more. We got to open our mouth and be able to tell people that and get your blessings, because we sitting up here thinking that family is the key to life. Oh, they raised me. They knew me when I was a baby. They changed my diapers. Them same people could be the demons holding you down. Don't you sit there and be talking about them your family and them your family don't want you to live and be great. Been there, done that. I got rid of some people. I stopped going places that I was going. I stopped doing that. I literally formed my life to please God and not man. And this side of life, it was right on time, because I lost my mother in the process. I lost my favorite uncle in the process. My grandmother, like everybody who poured into me and made me who I am today before you all, boldly could come before you all and tell these stories I'm telling. Those people are gone. My pastor, who knew me as a baby and raised me, who would call me out during service to come up to the pulpit and tell how my day was. And I'm sitting here like, is it any more people in this church? Why is you calling me out? But I understand today why. Because I was going to be a speaker. I was going to be before thousands of people. I was going to be in rooms that I needed to speak, and I didn't need to be afraid. So my pastor, he knew that. So he called me out as a young girl so that I could begin to stir up my gift even before I knew what my gift was. Y'all, come on. Y'all got to understand what I'm saying today. Like, this is real. And so I come to you with my Black history, with my beautiful, beautiful Black self, and just letting someone know and letting someone understand that persistency and consistency is your life tool. And you got to show up for you. I am just 50 years old. Now, sometimes I feel like I'm 70, and all my good girlfriends is 70 plus. And fabulous, let me include that. Starting with Gloria Glisson, that's my good girlfriend, okay? Laura Ellison, Melissa Sennett. Like that, I'm naming women who older than me who look fabulous, beautiful, youthful, living great peaceful lives because we choose to, that's the company you need to be in. You need to have your good girlfriends. They need to be happy like you. You don't need no good girlfriends who calling you with that old stuff that God done delivered you from. You know what I tell them women? Look, I'm going to introduce you to the Lord, because that's who helped me. Because I ain't got energy to be going back up to the, oh, Lord, let me cry with you. Let me moan with you. Let me pity party with you. I ain't got that kind of time no more. I'm going to give you to the Lord, because that's what my mama did. She gave me to the Lord and left me with the Lord. And she said, Lord, take care of my daughter. And look at me. I'm taken care of. I'm well taken care of. And anything that's not in order, it's because of me. I get myself out of order. It ain't got nothing to do with God. So yes, I'm here to tell my testimony, to share my amazing stories with the world. And I'm just here to tell y'all, be somebody Black history. Be somebody Black history. Your niece, your nephew, your cousins, your sister. Like, it got to be somebody around you that you can be a light to. Be a force that, people can say, hey, remember her? Remember her? It could be a stranger. You want them to remember you in some type of way. Let's learn to be that light. Let's give light to where light should be. And let's understand, most of all, who we are out here on this battlefield called life, because it's not easy. It's not easy, but it will be worth it. It will be worth it. These two beautiful women behind me, those are my daughters. So one served in the Army and one served in the Air Force. I am a military mom, not by choice, but by the designing of the Lord. By the designing of the Lord, because he knew my family's future. He might not, I can't tell you what your family future is and what your family may be designed to look like, but I know what he did for me and mine. And he paved this path for us. So being a military mom and stirring up my gifts and not being selfish and deciding to put myself aside because I was good and go help my daughter with her baby, like my mother and father helped me to raise my children single-parently, was easy. And life is great. And life is great because I choose my family over the world. And I will choose my family over the world every single time, because God gave those children to me. Out of this womb, I carried them, and I don't take that lightly. I don't take that lightly. So everything that I birth, it has to make sense, because it came from the Lord, and it's going to go with the Lord when we're done. And in that process, I never gave up on me, and I never gave up on God, period. And this is the life we're living. So I hope that my testimony today of my Black history helps someone in so many different ways and so many different forms, but I'm coming. And stay tuned. I love you all, and I wish everybody a great day today, because guess what? We're here today, and tomorrow ain't promised. So go with God today. I'm going to upload this video onto my page. I don't know how long it's actually been, but I know it's over 10 minutes. But I'm still going to load it up. And I hope you all enjoy it again, because I feel like people need to understand that our ancestors are not the only Black history moments. You are Black history. And if you're not, it's not too late to change how people view you and how you even view yourself. Goodbye, till later.